as you can see from the title of the video, this is going to be how to start a clothing brand in 2025. I did something like this last year, which was 6 months ago, but now the market has shifted from 6 months ago to now, and the level of competition has increased. So I'm going to be mentioning some things that I didn't mention in the previous video. I'll still mention the basics like name, logo, because there are people that have no idea how, and this will be their first time watching. So if you've watched or this is your first time ever coming across my page, I'm Abdulrazak Sani. I've been running my clothing brand for about 4 years now, and I also help upcoming clothing brand owners by giving them tools, resources, and just helping them overall in starting their own brand. Quick disclaimer before I start: this is not a get rich quick scheme. This is not something that you expect to put 50,000 naira in it and next week you have 200,000. It doesn't work like that. If you have no interest in fashion or clothing brand, please don't start this. This is not the fastest way to make money. I just wanted to put that there for people that think this is the best way or the quickest way to make money. No, it's not. It's just for people that love fashion, because it's that love that will keep you going through the hard times, because there will definitely be hard times. Now let's go straight to the video. First things first, your name. With name now, you need to pick something that means something to you. If it's difficult for you to come up with a name, for the lazy ones, you can ask ChatGPT. Put in this prompt right here and ChatGPT will give you name suggestions that would be able to help you out. But if you come up with a name, which shouldn't take more than a week or a couple days to come up with, once you're done with the name, you need to identify your target audience. Your target audience is what gives you a clear vision on the direction that you are heading with your clothing brand. This is not something that today you will do gym wear, tomorrow you will do luxury. It doesn't work like that. You need to have a target audience, a niche that you are going after, and you should be able to say in 2 sentences who your target audience is and what your brand stands for. You don't need to write essay. There are some people that send me message and it's essay of what their brand stands for. Make it easy to understand. Like me now, what I normally say is Absa Worldwide, building the most impactful brand in the world. So it's easy for you to understand who is my target audience. People that have been impacted by my brand one way or another. Even if it's by them just wearing the clothes, they feel good wearing the clothes, which is already an impact. One thing else, no name is permanent. Nike, for example, the name they started with is not the name they are using right now. Next thing is logo. You can come up with a logo yourself, or you can get someone to do it for you. If you're going to come up with a logo yourself, you can do it on Canva or Kito. These are beginner-friendly applications that would help you out. If you want somebody to do it for you, you can go on Fiverr and find the graphic designer, or Instagram to find the graphic designer, because the graphic designer is who would make the logo for you. If you decide to go the Fiverr route by finding somebody that will do it for you, you need to send the person design reference, because you won't just text somebody, make logo for me. You need to give the person a logo reference so he will be able to create something similar to that. At this point in the video, please support my channel by dropping a like and subscribing, because you guys watching, you guys liking, you guys subscribing makes me continue to drop videos like this. So if you enjoyed this video and you want me to drop more, make sure you like and subscribe. Next thing, create social media accounts. So you need to create social media accounts with the names that you've selected, and also post your logo on your social media. This is something that I didn't mention in the previous video. Once you create your social media account, you need to start building the algorithm to cater to what you want. If you're going into fashion, follow your competitors, see what they are doing, see the kind of content they post, so you can also draw inspiration from that. You can as well follow me, go through my page, draw inspiration from that. If there is any video or an idea you think you can recreate, then there is no harm in recreating it. Your own point of view is definitely different from my own point of view. Now, the main thing, working on your first design. When working on your first design, you need to do a design that caters to your target audience. If your target audience are people that like, let's say you are making a brand about ocean or the water, you would create designs that match the brand aesthetic, that matches the target audience, so that way people will not be confused. If you are making a sport line, you definitely make sportswear, because that's the audience that you are going for. Do you understand? And that's why I say have your target audience, because that way when it comes to design now, you know the kind of design you'll be going for. There are 2 ways you can go about design. Same way with the logo. Either you do it yourself or you get somebody to do it for you. If you're going to get somebody to do it for you, still the same Fiverr route. Or if you're doing it yourself, you can do it on Canva, Kito, and a more advanced software is Photoshop. Photoshop is the one I use personally, and on Photoshop I was able to make this design. There's a video on it, so just check my YouTube page. You'll see how I made it. If Photoshop is something that you struggle doing, if you're making your first design, try your best to make multiple designs. That way you have a lot of things to choose from. You test them individually, posting them on your story and getting feedback from people. And this also makes you understand the different types of prints or design, because over time you would understand different print styles and different design styles, and that way you can see what design style resonates with your audience more, because you are still in the early stage. Don't just sit down, do one design and that is it. Try to do multiple designs, so that way you will be able to pick out of a bunch. Pro tip when it comes to design: make sure you stick to 1 or 2 color designs. If you stick to 1 or 2 color designs, the printing process is easier and it's more affordable. Also, you can do every type of print style when you do 1 or 2 color designs. But the more color or the more effects you add, it's not every kind of print style that can work. For example, embroidery cannot work with every kind of design. Same thing with puff print. Puff print only works on 1 or 2 color design. You can't do puff print with 5 colors. But the more you design, the more you understand what I'm talking about. Next is production. When it comes to production, there are 2 routes you can take. 3 actually, but I don't like to count the third one. There are 2 routes you can take. Either you do it in Nigeria or you do it with Chinese. The third one is Pakistani manufacturer, but I'll talk about that a little bit later on in the video. When it comes to working with Chinese manufacturer, you need to ask them a lot of questions. What is their MOQ? How long does it take them to finish the bulk? Shipping time? How much does the bulk cost? All those questions. And if you want them to take you serious, don't just come and be asking them questions. Send them your design, then ask questions regarding the design. How long will it take you to manufacture sample for this design? Also, with your design, make sure you have design measurements. Make sure you also tell them the print style that you want, which if you are finding it difficult, you can just do some more research about this, because I can't put everything in a video. If not, it will just take 1 hour, which I don't think all of us have 1 hour to spend here. I don't even have 1 hour because the inverter is going to die soon. So you send them all the important information that they need regarding that design and ask them a lot of questions. Then you would message a bunch of different manufacturers. If you're finding it difficult to find a manufacturer on Alibaba, I also have a video on YouTube showing you how to find a manufacturer. If you're deciding to work with Nigerian manufacturers, sadly there is no way to find Nigerian manufacturers. The way I go about it is on TikTok or Instagram. Just search Nigerian manufacturer or something like that. Hopefully you'll find one and you give it a try. When you're working with manufacturer for the first time, make sure you order sample. I cannot emphasize this enough. Make sure you order sample, because it's from that sample that you'll know if you can work with the manufacturer long term. If you end up paying for bulk, it's either they deliver rubbish and you have to just deal with it. So sample saves you on a lot of money. Let me just be nice. This is a Nigerian manufacturer. He's the one that actually made this sleeveless that I'm putting on right now. So you can talk to him, but make sure you have your designs ready and tell him Absa sent you. Also, another tip on production is, if you're working with a Chinese manufacturer and you are in Nigeria, you want them to ship it to Nigeria, GIG is a more affordable way for you to ship from China to Nigeria. It costs less and they will also help you with the custom clearance. But if you end up using international company, it comes faster. Just that GIG now is Nigerian company, so expect Nigerian factors, but at the end of the day, they'll deliver. Some of my students have used them and they are safe to use. If you want to use GIG, go and download their app, get their address, then send the GIG address to your Chinese manufacturer. The Chinese manufacturer sends it to GIG, then GIG brings it to you. Simple as that. If you're deciding to work with Pakistani manufacturer, same thing with Nigerian manufacturer, go and check on Instagram. But be very cautious when working with them, because I have had a Pakistani manufacturer scam me. But that doesn't mean all Pakistani manufacturers are scammers. After running my clothing brand for 4 years now, I have realized that there are a lot of people stuck in this same position as you. Where do I start from? How do I get a list of manufacturers? How do I market the brand? Well, starting on the 15th of January, I'm going to be kickstarting the clothing brand Playbook. And this is basically a crash course for 14 days helping upcoming clothing brand owners. I'll personally guide you through every step of building your brand. Whether you're starting from scratch or you're struggling with marketing, sales, or you need help with manufacturers, you will get my full list of Chinese and Nigerian manufacturers, you get my size chart, and you will get in-depth videos explaining how to run your clothing brand. And it will also be a program with a bunch of other clothing brand owners too. So it means you won't be alone. It's going to be like a community thing. Let's make this year the year you stop dreaming and start doing. DM me on any of my socials, clothing brand Playbook, to lock in your spot. Now, marketing. TikTok is the #1 spot to grow your clothing brand. Right now, TikTok is the place that really helps user-generated content. So if you are a user, which as the clothing brand owner, you're the person using the account, you create content non-stop every day. I create content every day up till today. Create content non-stop every day to help bring more people into the brand. Make sure, just like I said previously, you study the competition, because the competition is going to give you an idea on what works in the market. Instagram is for social proof and for high quality pictures and photo shoots, while TikTok is for anything and everything, as long as it's relatable, engaging, or it brings out some sort of emotion, so the person either shares it or comments on the post. The more people comment, the more TikTok suggests it to more people. Telling a story with your content also helps, because my most viral video on TikTok is actually me telling a story of what happened in me running my brand. Just one of my experiences, which I always do majority of the time. TikTok is a place for story. Don't try to sell to people all the time. You can sell once in a while, but majority of the people there are there for some sort of entertainment, and story is a great way to entertain people. Instagram for credibility, social proof, influencer shoutouts, and customer reviews. Customers seeing other people wearing your clothes gives your brand credibility, and it makes them want to order, or they feel safe, they trust the brand because they know other people are buying it. You know, with the way online vendors are scamming people nowadays, it's not easy for somebody to bring out their money and pay. So if you don't show them that this is something that is going to be worth your money, they won't feel the need to buy. And that's why I said, even with the photo shoot too, high quality photo shoot for Instagram, it might cost you a little bit of money, but if you have some friends that you can group together, you people just do a photo shoot. Also, the target audience still needs to be in your head. So let's say you make a design on, I'll use an example like myself now. This design I made not for kids, right? So the idea that I'm going to use for the photo shoot, I want to shoot it in like a trap house, because I still have to keep reinforcing the idea of the design not for kids. So trap house now is obviously 18 rated. I don't need to explain anymore. Same thing with when I did Corruption in Paradise. I did the photo shoot in a laundromat, which still highlights the fact of money laundering, and I've given this example a lot of times. I can keep giving examples of photo shoots and ideas, but making sure that the design you come up with and the design you end up making is something that you are going to make a shoot around. Don't do a design on corruption and you go and shoot in restaurants. They don't correlate, so people won't really get the message, and you are trying to pass that message across to your customers / audience. Running ads too is another great way, but running ads, I have never run ads on Instagram before. I have only done it one time on TikTok. And on TikTok, here are the settings if you want to try and run ads. With these settings now, you will see more success, because that's how I personally saw success with my own brand. Briefly, I want to talk on print on demand. Print on demand is the process where you make just one shirt and you promote that shirt. Once people order, you go and print more shirts and sell to people. So the way you do print on demand is ordering a lot of blanks. When the blanks come, you do a design, do a test print, market that test print for more people to buy. Then you take that blank to a print shop and print. Do you understand? Print on demand. So print on demand is a way you can start with. That was how I personally started. It's the most affordable way to start. And that way you are not spending a lot of money on inventory. You only buy blanks, and worst case scenario, you can sell the blanks back as blanks.
Finally, sales. Selling is a skill that the more you do, the more you get better at it. And when you've done all the things that I mentioned the last couple of minutes, it should lead them to this point, which is selling. The primary way you'll be selling when you're starting is through your DMs on social media. Let's say WhatsApp DM, Instagram DM, TikTok DM. Then if you want to look more professional, you can set up a website. There is a platform called Bumper, and my link will be down below on how you can download Bumper for yourself. It's beginner friendly, and if you are finding it difficult, you can also let me know in the comments. I'll make an in-depth video guiding you on how to use Bumper. But this should be the ways that you'll be selling, because you are in the early stages. If you don't want to do it yourself, I'm talking about the website, you can pay somebody to create a website for you. Just that the only problem is you still need some knowledge on website design, because whenever you stock up new inventory, it's you that will need to go and update your website. Just like I said, try to download Bumper with the link below. It will be easy for you to set up. And if you have difficulty, don't be shy to let me know in the comments. I'll make an in-depth guide on how to use Bumper. If you follow all these steps successfully, and just like how I mentioned it, the more people DM you, the more you get better at talking to people in the DMs. Don't beat yourself up if somebody doesn't order. Just know that it is a skill that takes time for you to master. An extra thing that I will talk about is fulfillment / shipping. When it comes to fulfillment or shipping, the primary way you send stuff around Nigeria is through GIG, like I've mentioned. You can also use the post office. The only problem is the post office takes longer to deliver, but GIG is the best way for you to send stuff around Nigeria. That one too is easy to use. You can either use the app or go to any of their stores. You'll find one of their workers there that will help you with anything that you want. And what you'll be shipping the items in is going to be the frosted zipper bag. This is an example of a frosted zipper bag. If you have this, it will just be what you put your clothes inside, and you take it to GIG. GIG will give you the polymer bag that you ship the stuff in. If you've made it to this point and you are still finding it difficult, I'll suggest you to DM me clothing brand Playbook on any of my social media platforms and join the program. Don't forget, we are starting on January 15th, and from then onward for 14 days I'll be helping every single one of you start and build your clothing brand. Whatever position that you're in, beginner, intermediate or pro level, trust me, I'm not sure you've been doing this for as long as I have, so I have better knowledge than you think. Don't let your ego make you lose money. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on post notification. I'm Abdrazak Sani, and we are building the most impactful brand in the world.